now we find ourselves in another pivotal moment. Almost all Americans believe, as I do, that we must do everything we can to prevent Iran from getting a nuclear weapon which would completely destabilize a destabilized region in the world. But, in my view, we have got to do everything that we can to achieve that goal without going to war. I find it really amazing at how glibly many of my Republican colleagues talk about a war with Iran. Apparently, they do not fully understand the cost of war. As the former chairman of the Veterans Committee, I do know the cost of war. And you know that 6,700 brave men and women died in Iraq and Afghanistan, and too many were in my own state. I went to too many funerals in the state of Vermont for young kids not to know the cost of war. And I know that in addition to those who died, many came home without legs, without arms, without eyesight. And I do know, because I have talked to them all over this country, 500,000 came home with post-traumatic stress disorder or traumatic brain injury, totally disrupting their lives and the lives of their families. The cost of war is severe. A great nation like the United States must exhaust every opportunity to achieve its goals without going to war. War is the last resort, not the first resort. Let me conclude, and you have been very, very patient standing here and sitting here in this hot room tonight. Let me conclude by asking you this favor. I would love for you not to think small, but to think big. Don't get sucked into the debate as to whether or not we should cut education by 2% or 4%. You are living in the wealthiest country in the history of the world. We are not a poor, developing country. In my view, we can live in a country where every citizen has health care as a right. We can live in a country where when mom and dad go to work, they will know that their little kids are in the highest quality child care programs in the world. We can live in a country where every person, regardless of income, can get a college education. That is why I've introduced legislation to make sure that public colleges and universities in America are tuition free. And that is why we are going to deal with student debt by lowering interest rates on that student debt. And that is why we are going to pay for that by putting a speculation tax on Wall Street. We can live in a nation where seniors do not have to choose between medicine and food. And that is why, instead of cutting Social Security that Republicans want, we are going to expand Social Security by lifting the cap on taxable income. We can live in a nation where the men and women who put their lives on the line to defend us are not sleeping out in the streets, but are getting the health care and the other benefits for which they're entitled. We can live in a nation where everyone, no matter his or her race, religion, disability, or sexual orientation, realizes the full promise of equality that is our birthright as Americans. Tonight, I ask you not just to vote for Bernie Sanders, not just to support our campaign. More significantly, I ask you to join the political revolution to transform America. Thank you all very much.